Dr. Zach and I just had our podcast on all things related to running, and now we're going to go over one of his favorite running drills that he uses on his running clients, and also a strength routine or strength exercise that might help you if you have been struggling with certain kinds of strength deficits as a runner. So we're going to go over that. Dr. Zach.
So we're going to do a sled pull, and it's gonna attack those three things that we see commonly in a lot of the runners. So the overstride, the crossover, and getting some of that hip extension. Right. So the first piece of this is getting into what we call a figure four position.
Nice.
Yep. So we're gonna try to keep ankle across from the knee, but not on the knee, and toes are up. So that way we have the triple flexion. And then the sled should be heavy enough, or you could use a plyo box or something like that, so that we have some resistance, but it will move as you start to lean and fall forward. So go ahead and find that resistance that starts to move the sled, and then try to lean and fall forward. It might take a little bit. Your sled's kind of heavy, which is good. Ooh, all right, so that edge of the sled moving is kind of where we want to play the whole time. So as we're here, this leg that we're standing on, we're going to try to keep locked, keep your heel planted in the ground like it's in concrete, and we're going to slowly fall forward and wait till the last second to catch yourself, and then every time you're up, lock your knee and fall. Good. Ooh. And that sensation of falling, we should have pretty much the whole drill.
I love this because when I often cue runners on falling forward, the first thing to do is break at the hip.
Right.
But this really kind of encourages that extension to happen at the top.
Right. And getting back into like some of our neuro stuff, like our body always wants to fight resistance.
Yes.
So my motto that I like to use is when in doubt, load it out.
Oh, well, I like that.
All right, fall. Good. All right, so I'm gonna reset you. Now that you know what it's supposed to feel like, walk backwards.
And do you need a sled at home, Dr. Zach?
So you can, ideal is a sled, because the band will give you a little bit of feedback once we start getting into this next part of the drill.
Yeah.
If you try to run away from the sled, the band's gonna get real tight, and then you're gonna slingshot back, or the sled's gonna come at your ankles.
Exactly, yeah.
So what you should feel and kind of think about is a consistent tension in the belt, moving the sled nice and slow. So, but your legs are churning like a duck in water.
Oh, okay.
So people can do this without a sled, so we could just go on a wall and do the same thing, but we're working on very slow and controlled at first, and then on the wall we work more on that quick switching, and then like a triple switch.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
All right, so one leg up, find that tension that moves it again.
There you go. A little more.
Almost there, yep. And now we're gonna run in place, but don't move the sled yet.
Oh, okay.
And every step, I want you to try to find that lockout at the back.
Okay.
And get bouncy, yep. And now slowly move the sled forward, but keep your legs churning. Faster, step, 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 step. Keep the sled moving.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And done, good.
That was hard.
Yeah, so you should feel a lot of work. It's a really good warm up.
I like that.
And we're gonna do it one more time.
Yeah.
So you could tell that as you get into it, you wanted to get a little extra, and then it kind of pulled you back.
Exactly, yeah.
So this time, try to maintain that same tension throughout the whole movement.
Got it, without letting it pull.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so just think about the sled and what it sounds like, and just move the sled.
Okay.
And turn your legs.
Okay.
Quick steps. And make sure you lock your knees, get that triple extension. Lock, 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 lock. Lean forward, lean, good. And done. You should feel everything working.
Yeah, 100%.
That's good.
Okay, that was a great drill. I know I'm gonna be using that one for sure. What's a good strength move or exercise that maybe runners either are not doing right, or ones that you find to be most effective to address the deficit they might be having?
So my favorite is going to be a single leg Romanian deadlift, or a single leg deadlift, however you want to think about it. I did want to go over this one because there is a lot of cueing. I usually over cue this one. So I try to keep it pretty simple, but am pretty picky because it's controlling all three planes of motion, and we're operating in multiple buckets, like I said on the podcast. So we'll start with a kettlebell, and then we'll kind of dive into it.
Cool.
So usually we'll start people out a little bit lighter as we're working into this, because we don't want to have it so heavy that you're trying to find all of your strong muscles. We are intentionally trying to work a weak pattern in most runners. So the goal is the weight is opposite of the leg that we're working, and we're gonna go down into, in yoga called a forward T, and we're gonna hold that position, and then I'm gonna correct a couple of things. So where a lot of people slack is this back leg will drop, turn to your left. So ideally, I want a straight line from ear to ankle, and then also want to get your hips and your shoulders parallel with the floor or squared up with the floor. So a lot of times I'll have people drop their hip towards the floor, so that rotation. That's why I'm holding you, because a lot of times we'll lose our balance as soon as we get into that. And then that will force them sometimes to lose their shoulder, so bring that shoulder up just a hair. And now from there, try to stand up. And you should feel a lot of stretch in your glute. And we might get a little bit of a balance issue. So if this is tough for balance, a lot of times you can kind of have the other hand just sliding on a wall to give yourself a little more input to the system.
Yeah.
Yep, and that looks great. Oops. And come back up. If you're noticing a lot of that balance issue when you get to the bottom, go a little slower on the way down, and then once you get there, think about your big toe and keeping that big toe down. That's where I see a lot of people.
I love that one too, yeah.
That's kind of what happened with you.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So listen, if you haven't done this exercise before, it's great. You can really feel everything fired up in the posterior chain. Very critical for runners, especially if you haven't been doing things to strengthen your glute and hamstring complex and whatnot. And the other drill that I loved that Dr. Zach showed me with the sled, awesome, especially if running form is something that you want to work on. I can just tell you after not even 30 seconds, I'm already sweating, but definitely a good drill to get your running to be as optimal as possible. So Dr. Zach, how can people contact you at Duke if they want to find out more about the running program over there?
Yeah, we have a lot of providers at Duke, so they don't have to come to just me, but you can look up Duke Running Medicine. I also do some run coaching and PT on the side with Ultra PT.
Ultra PT, great. Yep. And we'll include your handles on there too.
Sure.
Cool. Thanks a lot, Dr. Zach. For all of our audience out there, have an amazing day. Keep going at it. Talk to you soon.